Perfect day, saints. It is 1:30 p.m. on the 8th of August 2023 in Melbourne, Australia. My name is Malcom. I want to share a testimony that arose out of the conference on prayer that was led by Pastor John Anosike. On day 2 of the conference, the Lord spoke to me and said, "Do you realize who you are?" I said, "Yes, I think I do, Lord." And then the Lord said, "Come, Malcom, it is time." I actively participated in every day of the prayer conference thereafter and never heard anything else from the Lord until the last day of the conference. In the 8 hours before the final day of the conference, I had been praying in the Spirit alone. Suddenly I was overtaken by a whole body shaking, and electrical impulses overwhelmed my hands and body. This sensation lasted a long time. I had also been praying for Pastor Anosike, saying to the Lord, "Lord, please release more of your power and glory over the SRE Church. Please use Pastor John mightily." Partway through the last night's sermon in the conference, Pastor John made a declaration to receive power. Instantly, I was thrown back in my seat and a second surge of electrical energy pulsated through my body, especially my hands, head, arms, and face. As this happened, my tongue language suddenly changed. After some time, it stopped and I became aware of everything again. Then at the end of the sermon on the last day, when Pastor John spoke, the tongues of fire were coming and that several people online would receive visions, my spirit eyes were opened. I saw a blanket of fire appear over people in the church. I saw tongues of fire descending from the blanket. As I was in awe, I saw the fire erupt across the bottom of the altar, then erupt over the pulpit itself. I spontaneously reached out my hands to pray for Pastor John. I saw fire over him, then he was gone. In his place, a line of heavenly custodians appeared across the altar, 5, maybe 7 of them. They were all in white robes and joined hands in a chain. After this, I sensed a rushing of air all around me, and I was being transported as if it was at light speed. Everything was surging past me so fast I could not identify anything. I knew I was going somewhere. My spirit eyes were opened further. I saw 2 heavenly custodians, elders I had seen previously. They took me one either side and sat me on a throne. I was aware of other custodians and elders watching. Then a crown, gold, was brought forward and placed on my head. I realized I had ascended to my throne in the realms. I cannot describe this wonder adequately in words. I heard a voice say, "Receive your crown." Having been awake most of the night hours for this conference, due to time zone difference, I was very tired by the end of the conference and said, "Lord, grant me a few hours rest." In the 4 hours of sleep, I had a dream. Some aspects of dreams I had 40 years ago came rushing back into my conscious mind. Never did I imagine my life would be so transformed. Near the end of the dream, a custodian of realms appeared to me. He was dark-skinned, very assured and strong in stature. He was wearing a pure white robe. His skin shined. He had a white circular hat, Mid-Eastern style, on his head. He leaned forward as if to speak to me. I know what I encountered. In the days since this, many things have been reinforced about my assignment, including the Lord's voice that said, "Your assignment is far greater than you ever imagined." All I know is the scourging and purging I have experienced in the secret place for nearly 3.5 years. Please believe me as a testimony to what Pastor John is teaching about ascension into the realms and the process required to qualify to be used of the Lord. May each person be uplifted, inspired, and empowered to reach for greater ranks. Pastor John is certainly a revelatory messenger of the Lord that must be listened to and responded to. I give this testimony in the name of Yeshua, the Lord of Lords and King.